What's up, everybody? Welcome to Brews and Board Games and a new installment of The Sunday Show. Now, if you guys don't know and are new to the channel, I used to do a series a while back every Sunday called The Sunday Show, where I would basically just talk about games that I've been playing, as well as any kind of news or updates in the industry, whether that's campaign coverage or what. So I'm going to try to bring that series back starting with today. So we're going to talk about a few things here. And if you guys are wondering why I have this hatchet here, this awesome, magnificent hatchet, well, me and my wife just celebrated our 2-year anniversary on the 12th. So as a gift, she actually got me this Viking hatchet. It's cool. It's got all these Viking designs here on the head here. And she even got it engraved with Nothing Else Matters, which is a Metallica song, which I really like, and we actually had that played when she was walking down the aisle. It was so cool. It wasn't the hard rock version. It was like an acoustic version. Dude, it was sweet, man. It was awesome. So I love this thing. It is epic as hell. She also got me some other gifts, like some t-shirts, which are super cool, stuff like that. So with that being said, and this awesome hatchet out of the way, let's talk about the format to expect in these shows. Well, first up, we're just going to go over and what I was doing on the previous Sunday shows, which I would like to keep because I think it's pretty cool. We're going to do a picture of the video or a picture of the day. So I'm basically just going to show off like a picture that I drew that I thought was pretty cool enough to share with you guys. I did this, the previous drawings were like of some DBZ characters. I think one was some Warhammer stuff, and then there was one with some Cloudspire characters as well. So I encourage you, if you guys want to see those or any other kind of Sunday shows, please check out the playlist of the Sunday shows. Check some of those episodes out. So with that being said, we're going to do the picture of the day and the brew that I'm drinking for the episode. After that, we're going to talk about some games that I've been playing that week. And then after that, we'll talk about some news and any kind of updates for some games or industry stuff. I'm not going to cover everything, right? Because there's so much all the time. It's one of the things about the board game industry. It's just changing so rapidly. So we're not going to talk about everything. And if I miss some stuff, maybe I'll cover it on the next Sunday show. So we'll cover some update news and updates. And then finally, we'll just do some wrap up. And then probably in between all that stuff, I'll just be ranting and talking about some other stuff, or give you my thoughts about that stuff. So with that being said, let's just change it up and then let's get into the brew and the picture of the day. All right, so let's just get into it. So the brew that I'm going to be drinking is some Valhalla Java Odin Force blend by the Death Wish Coffee Company. I've talked about this stuff before. I really like this. I'm a huge coffee person, so I definitely need it in the morning, so this stuff is my go-to. I'm also really excited. Chip Theory Games, a while back, they announced that they were going to partner up with, I think it's Bones Coffee, something like that, and they were going to actually put out some artwork. I think their artist, Chip Theory Games artist, I don't know if he was going to draw some stuff, and they were going to actually have a Too Many Bones coffee, and then release that, and then I think they were also going to put that out with some chips as well, like maybe some new items and stuff like that, like item cards, not chips, item cards that you can get and use in game. That's kind of related to coffee, right? Like it might give you a little bit of a boost to that gear lock and stuff, which I thought is pretty cool. But I haven't heard anything else about it since then. So Valhalla Java Odin Force blend. I like that stuff a lot. The picture. Again, a lot of these pictures is so far when I was a kid. I am going to be drawing some new ones, but for now I have a lot that I have to show. So I used to be huge into Diablo 2. And my favorite act was the second act. And they had these mummy guys here. And they had these snakes made up of them. And I think they were kind of necromancers. I think they raised some people. But you can see he's got like this snake staff here. Dude, this guy just is absolutely awesome. So I drew this guy. He turned out pretty cool. And I was huge into black and white using pen. So I barely ever used pencil. So most of my pictures were with pen. So here is that guy. I I love that guy. But yeah, the second act in Diablo 2, by far my favorite act. I just think the look of it, the soundtrack in there, and just the game from that whole act is just awesome. I love that stuff. And I guess I didn't talk, this is supposed to be a Valhalla hatchet. There wasn't really a description that came with the axe, which is kind of a bummer. But dude, this thing is just absolutely sweet. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I think I'm going to try to put it like on the display somehow. You know, post it up a little bit so it's on camera. So I think that would be really cool. I love this thing. It's got some weight to it as well. This thing is just badass. All right, so moving into the games that I've played, let's first up talk Marvel United. This is a lighter weight game by CMON and Spin Master. And basically, you are playing as Marvel characters. And you have to go around completing these objectives, saving civilians, defeating bad guys, and then finally defeat the villain that you're facing. I do like this game. It is lightweight. And when I was playing, what I tend to do is, I play this solo, by the way. What I tend to do on this is I play 2 characters at a time. And so I'll just switch up the characters. Like I'll do Black Widow and Hulk, Ant-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, Captain Marvel, stuff like that. And then I'll just use 2 different heroes to face a different villain. Because there's only 3 villains in here, and I believe I bought this off eBay, but this includes Venom as well. So this, I'll switch it up like that. But the thing about this is, I wish I had more. This is one of those things where it's like, it's so easy and it's so short to play through everything that's in the game. I wish there was more. I wasn't involved in the Kickstarter, so I only have this base game, and it's cool. Like it's still a good game to bust out with like family, you know, friends when you really just want to kick back. But I want more, and I have been looking at the Kickstarter exclusives. But dude, it's like, I mean, I think the prices I was seeing was like 170, and that was still lower than the other stuff. And I can't justify that for just the exclusive stuff when all it really does is just, it's more of kind of the same. But I do still want it to switch up that little bit because I want to experience more things about the game. So if you guys have any, you know, places where I should look about this, you know, let me know where I might be able to find that Kickstarter exclusive, you know, the stretch goals. But the thing is, and we'll talk about this later, is there was an announcement from CMON. So it might be possible to get this again. And even if that announcement wasn't teasing more of this, who knows? Maybe down the road they'll still release some extra stuff for the United line, and I will be able to pick up the stretch goals again. I passed on it for the X-Men campaign because you couldn't just buy the stretch goals. If they included like, hey, you got to buy the core game and the stretch goals, I would have done that, but they didn't. The only way that you could have gotten the stretch goals for the core game was you had to buy the whole thing, every single expansion. So it was like another $220, and I just couldn't justify that, right? I just couldn't do that. That was before shipping as well. So, but anyways, real quick, I do like Marvel United. I do think it is a fun, light game to bust out for, you know, the family, people that don't really play games all that often. I do really enjoy this. I just want a little bit more. The next one is Horrified. Now, this is, you know, using those universal monsters, and it's a cooperative game. You got to go around this board and you got to save these villagers while completing different things to fight the monsters. Each monster has like 2 parts, and you have to complete the first part before you can actually defeat the monster. So it's a cooperative game. You're going to be picking up items, doing different things. The monsters are going to be hitting you. You got to block some of those hits. But I played this with my wife, and we actually recorded a playthrough of this. So I'm not going to spoil what happened in this game because, and I'll talk about this a little later, we're going to be releasing this and some other gameplay videos, and I'm going to try to do some sort of Halloween event, which I will discuss later in the video. So if you're interested in that, I'll put timestamps. Go ahead and check that out if you are interested in hearing about that. So I'm not going to spoil it. It was an awesome game. It was a nail biter. So Not going to say anything more about that, but Horrified, we really like this game, and I think it's a perfect Halloween game to, to play around this time. It's getting closer to Halloween, right? And then next up, Solomon Kane. This is by Mythic. And in this, you play as Solomon Kane, sort of. You actually play as a virtue, and you guide Solomon Kane on these acts. And all of the acts are either based or inspired by Robert E. Howard's stories. So the stories themselves are really cool. I actually did a review on this game already. So if you are interested, please check that out. I'm pretty happy with that review, how I did it. So if you are interested, I encourage you to check out the video. Again, I'll put a link in the description. But with this game, you can choose these different scenarios, and there's a story mode and a scene. And basically the story is like, it's just some text that you read. There's some minor card play actions. It's almost like a little mini game before you get to a scene. And the scene is where the minis are all set up. You got the board laid out, and then you have to move Solomon Kane around, talking with different people, slaying these shadows and doing other things like that. So you got to slay the darkness. So again, this game is very thematic. Another cool Halloween-ish type game. But I will say the act that I was playing, it was Skull in the Stars. So I'm not going to say anything more about how it went, because I'm also going to try to release this. I play this solo in line with that kind of Halloween event that I'm talking about, and that I will talk about more later. So Solomon Kane, I really like this game. Again, check out the review. Please do. I'm happy with how that review went. So with that being said, let's move into the news and updates. We'll change up the angle so we can get the computer screen up, and then so we can go through that stuff together.
All right, guys, so here we go. First up, I do want to say you guys might have already heard about some of these announcements / updates, and that's okay. They're not that old, but since this is the first Sunday show back that I've done in a while, I figure let's start with these. I haven't talked about them yet, and they're still really exciting to me. So the first one up is going to be Marvel Dice Throne. On the Dice Throne Twitter account, they put out a tweet. It says something big is coming, and if you play this, it basically just says Marvel Dice Throne. How freaking cool is that? And then it also says the launch date of October 25th. That is right around the corner. So apparently they are going to be teaming up with the Op. I don't know who the Op is, but there is a pretty good article here on Dicebreaker that breaks down a little bit. It's not that long of an article, because there's not too much that we know about this. They haven't released anything basically besides this. So basically it's going to be by Roxley again. They're going to team up with the Op, and they're going to make Marvel Dice Throne. If you guys know me, I really like Dice Throne. I have some coverage of it already. I like the regular head-to-head Dice Throne. I like adventures as well. I have a playthrough, a review. So this is a game I really like. It's very simple. It's like a Yahtzee-esque. It can be a head-to-head. You can play 3 players, 4 players. It's really cool. And I like the amount of characters that they have in it. Every character feels slightly unique. I really like it. But anyways, it's a game that we really like. So Marvel Dice Throne, how freaking cool is that? Now, since there's not that much information about it, we have to do some speculation, right? So what kind of characters can we expect from this? Well, we do know Season 1 had 8 characters. Season 2 had 8 characters. However, without knowing what kind of Marvel characters are going to be in this, like, is it going to include X-Men? Is it going to include, like, Guardians of the Galaxy? We don't know this sort of stuff. Is it going to be, just kind of like, the Avengers type deal? Thor, Captain America, Iron Man? Is it going to be stuff like that? Depending on what they have the ability, what kind of characters they have the ability to put in here, I could easily see this Kickstarter having at least 16 characters, just with the amount of available characters in the Marvel universe. I mean, if you are including the Avengers, you got to get the main ones, right? I mean, we're doing Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, Thor, Black Panther, probably Black Widow, Wanda, stuff like that, right? And then you got to include, Thanos, Loki, Hela, right? All these other characters. That alone is over 8, right? If you include characters like that. But then are they going to have X-Men, which would be badass? I mean, Wolverine, Storm, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Professor X, Magneto, Mystique. Dude, I could easily see this being 16 characters. Easily. If not more. I would like to see more. Now, that being said, what kind of price would we expect from something like that? And the reason why I think it's going to be 16 at least is because the first season was 8 characters. I think that was kind of like their test run, right? That was their first. That was the first dice thrown, right? Let's see what happens. Then they had success with that. So season 2 came out, right? And then they really had success with it. So they were like, okay, let's do Dice Throne Adventures, right? So then we can revamp the first season because it was right? At least the quality, bump it up to what season 2 and Adventures was. And now you have 16 characters. But I think they already have the success, right? They already know this is going to be a hit because of the success of Dice Throne and plus tagging on that Marvel, name to it. So I think this is going to be 16 characters, no questions. Especially, like I said, who knows how many characters they have available. And then I could see them doing a season 2 of Marvel Dice Throne, adding on so many other popular characters. So with that being said, I think it's going to be at least 16 characters. Now, what are we talking about as far as price range? Well, if we look at season 2, we can see that the season pass, and this was for 8 characters, was $60. But this didn't include the box that it comes in now. And then the individual packages. This just includes, a 2-character pack. In the big box, there was a game tray for each character. So I think it's going to be a little bit more than that. So I think a better thing to look at would probably be the Dice Throne Adventures Kickstarter. So we can see here, latest loot bundle is $132. Now this is Adventures. This isn't Season 1 rerolled. So we got Season 2. Is that rerolled? Yeah, it is Season 1 rerolled and Adventures. I'm sorry. But either way, it's still the same thing. 8 characters, nice fancy box. Each character has its own game trays. So $132, save $45. Okay. There's a ton of content in this Adventures box. I think... And then we see here for 3 boxes, that's 16 characters and all this, $200. Save $70. So I could see this being around $150 to $200. Probably maybe $200 for an all-in 16 characters. You got the sleeves, maybe some playmats, stuff like that. I don't know if they're going to have minis like they did in this. Who knows? But I could see this being around $150 to $200. Obviously, it's all speculation. We're going to see on the 25th, which is, again, right around the corner. But I am really pumped about this. I already told my friends last night when we had our D&D session. Dude, they were pumped. They really like Dice Throne. They love Marvel. So this is going to be awesome. Really looking forward to this. And then as this launches, I will have more coverage on this. So that is going to be Marvel Dice Throne. Very exciting. And next up, CMON. On their Masters of the Universe update, number 74, they put out, their thank you banner. And then down towards the bottom, as they usually do in their current campaigns, they kind of tease a little bit at what's next, right, for them. So they did the same thing with update 74. So this is going to be CMON's 50th Kickstarter. Dude, that's an insane amount of Kickstarters. So they basically said to celebrate this milestone, we knew we had to do something extra special. So to that end, CMON is partnering again with Spin Master to bring you something very exciting. Now, if you guys don't know, CMON partnered with Spin Master to do the Marvel United line. So that was the first Marvel United and then the X-Men, United. So they are going to be teaming up with Spin Master again. So launching something in early 2022. We don't know what that is. So it says we are not ready to announce it, but keep an eye on our Facebook page. They linked the Facebook page. I'll link that in the description as well. And then it says for an earth-shattering announcement coming soon. An earth-shattering announcement. That's very interesting. So I don't know what to expect from this. Spin Master, as far as I know, they kind of have right to make Marvel board game stuff. So I don't know what other kind of rights that they have, but I don't know. And it does seem like, with Masters of the Universe, Marvel, right? Maybe CMON's on kind of an IP kick right now, right? So I don't know what to expect from this. I was watching Board Game Co's video, and he was speculating maybe it's DC. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I would think it is something in the realm of that. Whether it's some sort of Marvel, game of some sort, I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of minis game, not really like United, but still using the Marvel characters. Who knows? Still very exciting. So keep an eye on the Facebook page. I know I am. And again, I will put a link to that Facebook page in the description below. So be sure to check that out. Very interested though. I am really excited. A lot of Marvel stuff, it seems, right? Which is cool. I just don't want to get burnt out from it. So that is going to be the update from CMON. Again, very exciting. And as we hear more about this, I will do more coverage on the channel. All right, so next up, Unbreakable. They put out an update. The campaign is super close to launching. So in this update, they basically talked about a few things. They are going to bring the Trove Chest back. I didn't even know they weren't going to bring it back. They did say in a live stream that I did cover in my Unbreakable update that they weren't going to be, as far as I remember, I don't want to get it too wrong, but they weren't really going to have the Trove Chest available. It was just, and I read this when the Trove Chest launched, that there was a lot of problems with the shipping, right? It's a huge box, right? And even though that thing is sturdy as hell, I guess just with that amount of travel, the packaging was still really good. I believe it was Quartermaster Logistics who does a fantastic job. Them and Awakened Realms, dude, I love how they package their stuff. But even that being said, I was still reading a lot of comments on BGG and stuff like that, that they were having some parts damaged, right? Whether it was split open or something like that. And I believe that was probably all from transportation. Mine luckily was in good working order. I only had one of my gear lock trays broken, and that's it. Obviously, if you guys know Chip Theory Games, and I've said this before plenty of times, I reached out to them, easy to work with, sent me a new tray, no problems asked. So they are going to offer the Trove Chest again. The price is going to go up. They started this thing dirt cheap. When they first announced this thing was, I believe, like $90 or less. And now when I bought it, I think it was $110. Now it's going up to $150. But they're redoing the packaging, right? They're going to make it even more. I don't think there's going to be any changes as far as to the actual Trove Chest. I asked in the update on the comment section of Unbreakable. Somebody responded to me, but they weren't from Chip Theory Games. Basically saying what I think that they're going to do. In the new version, they are just going to add enough chip trays, gear lock trays and tyrant trays for all of the characters. Because in this one, I guess they weren't planning to do more. They did, I think they threw in like 1 or 2 extras for possible future content, but maybe they didn't know how much content that was going to be. So in the new one, they are going to have all those trays. But I don't think there's going to be any other difference. So it says here it's going to be $150, okay? And they are going to beef up that packaging that it comes in to hopefully cut down on, shipping disasters. So they also talk about pledge levels. This is actually awesome. And I want to say this quick before, we get into, what I think about these levels. I like seeing this, right? To give a little preview of what to expect for the prices before it launches. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it's still cool to see, to know what to expect a little bit. And I wish more companies would do this, or, give us like shipping, or even if it's some sort of estimate. I just like this. So anyways, $5 Unbreakable, access OPM, $85 for the Unbreakable pledge tier. All includes Unbreakable and all unlocked stretch goals. Real quick, I want to say about stretch goals, Chip Theory Games does not have any exclusive stuff. So any kind of stretch goals that are acquired in the campaign, you will be able to pick those up. It's like it's going to come in the game, or you're going to be able to buy from their site. 130 Too Many Bones base game pledge includes the base game, and you can get it in multiple languages if you want. 130, I believe that's what I paid. It was either like 120, 125, maybe it was like 129.99. I'm not entirely sure. But so 130, and again, that if you buy it now, it is going to come in that smaller form factor. Then we have 220 for the Unbreakable Hero Pledge. This is what I'm going in on. Includes Unbreakable, Carcass, 2 additional unannounced gear locks, Rage of Tyranny, 40 waves in LoR, and all unlocked stretch goals. I already have everything else for TMB except for the logbooks. I don't really have interest in that. If I don't know exactly what the logbooks are. I think it's just kind of lore stuff. So and you can find PDFs of that online. So I don't mean to say anybody like don't get the logbooks. If you are a complete, completionist, get the logbooks. They look really cool. They come in this, it's like a really nice looking book, and the artwork, it's really nice. But besides that, I have everything else for it. I have all the promos. I have the automaton of Shale ordered. So I am good to go. So this is what I'm going to be in on. And the cool thing is you are going to be able to save money going in on the campaign. But again, if you don't, you are going to be able to pick up everything in the on their site later on. And then we have Just Enough Bones pledged here. All conventionally released, everything other than promos and books. Okay. So, and I don't know. Okay, so this does include Carcass, 2 unannounced gear locks, Rage of Tyranny. Okay. So everything other than promos and books. Okay. So $675, but you save $85. And then you have the Ultimate Completionist. So that's everything. That is everything. And I believe even the logbooks. So $1,100. And you save $191. Yeah, that's normal, guys. Anybody that has all the Too Many Bones stuff, that's probably what they paid, if not more, because the way that I paid it, I didn't buy any Too Many Bones content through any Kickstarter campaigns. So I never really got to save any kind of money. But Chip Theory Games does have an excellent shipping policy, $10 shipping, but I still didn't buy everything all at once. So breaking some of that, like sometimes I just bought a character pack or 40 days in LoR. So I had to add that $10 shipping each time. So it is what it is. So I probably paid more than this $1,100. So, I mean, it's actually probably a really good deal if you want everything. But I always go back to, if anybody asks, where should I hop in? People have different answers. You can certainly hop into Undertow. You can hop in now for Unbreakable, just getting the standalone Unbreakable. I always recommend the core game. One, you can get it now, so you can decide if you like it or not. But when I started with the core game, and I had that for months before I even added anything else on. And that is plenty of content. So if you guys are on the fence, either get Undertow now, which is still really good. Like if somebody says, well, I want Undertow now to start. Dude, awesome. Get Undertow. I highly recommend it. Undertow is really good. I would just say the core game, but you can't go wrong. You're still getting the Too Many Bones experience. With Undertow, you're going to save some money. You're still going to be able to get it now, so you're not going to have to wait till Unbreakable launches. But even if you went in Unbreakable, that's still fine. So either way, what I'm saying is you can't go wrong if you want to try this game. And then they're showing some artwork. So Rage of Tyranny, that looks pretty cool. I like this guy holding that, what is it, a knife? slamming it down into that map. 40 waves in LoR, super cool. I really like that. And any other updates? What would they say? What did they say? I don't think anything else right now. And I did want to mention one thing. I did see in a comment that this campaign is going to last 17 days. So 17 days. But then they also said the PM is going to be open for a lot longer. So you're probably going to be able to late pledge like you were in Hoplomachus, Cloudspire. So that is that. And I believe, yeah, so the campaign is going to launch in 2 days and 45 minutes. So I live on the East Coast, so that is going to be Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to follow this campaign. You are going to get a free gift, which it looks like a little bit of loot. So it's just a freebie just for following. So if you're on the fence, still just give it a follow, even if you don't end up backing it. So that is going to be Too Many Bones Unbreakable. It is right around the corner. When this game launches, I'm going to have a full video dedicated to Unbreakable. There's 20,376 people following this campaign. It's massive, guys. So I'm going to also be putting out more Too Many Bones content. So if you're on the fence, I got a review for it. I got a playthrough up for it. I got a review of the Trove Chest. I got some coverage of Unbreakable Announcement in case you didn't see the live stream that Chip Theory Games did. And I'm going to be putting out coverage of Unbreakable. So if you guys have any questions about anything, ask me about this stuff. And watch some of those videos. I'll put links to those in the description as well. So Too Many Bones Unbreakable, very excited. All right, then we have Lords of Ragnarok. I know I've been speaking often about Too Many Bones Unbreakable and Lords of Ragnarok. Well, I really enjoy Lords of Hellas and Too Many Bones. So these are two projects that I am really excited about. And plus, they're two huge projects upcoming this week. So we're going to have a few more coverage videos on these two games. But there's still going to be some other videos here and there. But so Lords of Ragnarok is a kind of a spiritual successor to Lords of Hellas. It's a little bit different. I've kind of looked at some other changes a little bit in some other videos, so I'm not really going to go over that kind of stuff. So we're just going to go over a new update number 3. So we have a picture here, and I want to see more pictures like this or more videos. And the funny thing was, a little bit before I started recording this video, Quackalo put out a gameplay video for Lords of Ragnarok. So I started to watch that, but I have yet to finish it. And that's good because I really need to see that to understand more about this game. But first off, so they're just going over, they said, hey, we got the gameplay videos and unboxings. There wasn't any gameplay videos on this page when I checked it, but now, like I just said, Quackalope has a gameplay video out. So really cool. But they basically just reiterated, hey, whatever you guys see in any kind of videos, remember, that's still prototypes. And good, too, because there are some things I would like to see a little different, and they probably will be. And they're just saying after the crowdfunding campaign, they're going to take some extra time to develop it. So whatever you see is still subject to change later on. But they're always good about putting out updates about that sort of stuff. And then so it also says the current prototype does not make 1 to 2 player games possible. So you're not going to be able to see any kind of solos or, just head-to-head sort of stuff. And that's fine. That's fine, right? Most of the times I'm playing this game, it is like a 3-player plus. So that's still fine. But they are still going to be making this available for a 2-player. And they're going to have a better solo version than that was in Lords of Hellas. The one that was in Lords of Hellas was, I'm just going to say garbage. It was garbage. It was a one-shot, 2 scenario type of thing. I didn't really enjoy it. Give it a shot, but you didn't buy that game for the solo. I don't think it was that good at all. So it lists some channels that have it. I suggest you check those out. And it does give it says language editions. So, and it talks about shipping. So they do say some shipping prices. And if we look down here, we can see just for the core pledge, which I would imagine this is going to include stretch goals, 9 kilograms. But we got about 25 for EU and the US. So that's not bad. But what you guys got to understand is they're probably going to have what I'm assuming, probably like 2 big expansions, probably a 5th player expansion that you'll be able to add on. So I'm assuming it's going to be a lot more than this. I think this is going to be a huge campaign. So I would expect if you go for everything, it's going to be a lot more than that. I would probably even say double, if not more than double what you see here. But then you can get split wave, which is really interesting. So it seems like they are going to have split wave shipping. So I don't know. It says, 5 plus 4. I don't know what that means. So if we're just talking about the core pledge, what is that, core and stretch goals being divided? I don't know. Which is very interesting. So, and then I don't know what else might be involved in that first wave. Again, luckily, this is going to launch right around the corner. A lot more questions will be answered. And again, I will have a lot of coverage of this. So it looks like we're looking at 36 for the US, and then you can see all the rest of the prices here below. The split wave is interesting. I might actually do this depending on what is going to launch on the first wave, but I would imagine the core game. So to have this in my hands as soon as possible, to pay a little bit more, I'm probably going to do it. So, but again, we'll see more as the campaign launches. And it's just going over Awakened Realms quality to their shipping. Now, I can confirm I have gotten a few games from Awakened Realms. Nemesis, Tainted Grail, their packaging, like their box cardboard, dude, is thick. It is thick. And they do, you see all this extra padding with this styrofoam here. Dude, it is, your box is contained in there pretty well. If you guys have gotten an Awakened Realms game, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not really worried about my product getting damaged in shipping, but the cool thing is, even if it is, Awakened Realms has your back. They're going to work with you to get you a replacement and stuff like that. So that's basically it for what they were talking about. I thought they were saying one other thing in here. I thought they said a price of the core. Am I missing that? I thought they had that in here. Am I missing that? Maybe it was in the, let's look at the project. Because I thought they said a price. I thought they had a price. And I thought it was around $150. Yeah, here it is. So $115 for the core, and that's going to include all the stretch goals. You're going to get a ton of stuff with the stretch goals. This is going to be a major campaign. I think a lot of people are going to go into this. $2 million, something around there. Maybe more, maybe a little bit less. I don't know. It's just a prediction. So you're going to get a ton of stuff for this $115. And then if you just get the core and the stretch goals in the US, extra $25. So that's not terrible. $140 for something like this. You're going to get a ton of stuff in that box. So that is going to be Lords of Ragnarok. Again, right around the corner. That is also going to launch on Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also give it a follow if you are interested, and when this launches, I will have more campaign coverage of this game. I'm really excited about this. I love Lords of Hellas, and I'm equally as excited about Lords of Ragnarok. I love the Viking theme. So really excited about this. That is going to be Lords of Ragnarok. Again, if you guys have any questions about Hellas, feel free to ask me and I will get back to you. All right, guys, and the last announcement, pretty big for me. I'm really excited about this. I put this little flyer together, so I'm all in on this, dude. 5 Nights of Fright, I'm calling it. So I am going to release a playthrough gameplay on each of those days, the 25th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and then on the 29th, I'm going to put out my top 10 Halloween horror games, if you will. So I'm calling the 5 Nights of Fright. Again, this isn't going to be all the videos back to back to back. Like on the same day, but each of these days I'm going to release a playthrough. So I was mentioning Solomon Kane and Horrified at the beginning of the video as games that I've already played. So Solomon Kane is going to be a solo playthrough. I really like that game solo. I think it works very well, very thematic. And then Horrified, I'm going to be playing... Well, actually, I'm going to be playing Horrified, Mansions of Madness. That's going to be 2nd edition. And Zombicide. That's also going to be 2nd edition. But we're playing the Fort Hendricks campaign. We're just doing the first scenario for this playthrough. So the Horrified, Mansions of Madness, and Zombicide is all going to be with my wife. So we're going to get all of those. We already recorded the Horrified, and we're going to do the Mansions of Madness and Zombicide Fort Hendricks. So really excited about this one. I'm trying a Halloween event. I think it's pretty cool. I might try a Christmas event and then maybe holidays going forward, something like this. So man, yeah, I'm excited. She's excited. So yeah, we're just gonna release those videos every day, and I think I'm gonna put out like a little post about it to remind all the subscribers. So if you guys are interested in this content or any kind of updates that I did, you kind of like the Sunday show, you like the format, you like the picture of the day, right? You like hearing about the brews that I'm drinking or the games that I've been playing. If you like any of this sort of stuff, please think about subscribing and leaving a comment, giving this video a like. Seriously, guys, anything like that really helps out the channel, and I really appreciate everything. Later today, I'm going to do the winner of the contest, so be sure to check out that video. Good luck to everybody. So seriously, guys, I'm really appreciative of everything, and it really helps out when you do that sort of stuff to the channel. Subscribing, commenting, liking. I really do appreciate that, and I'm very grateful. So that is going to be the 5 Nights of Fright. That is going to be the rest of the updates, games that I've been playing, picture of the day. And so if you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to ask. I'm here. I'm going to answer whatever I can. And, till the next video, grab some brews, play some games. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. All right, take care.